Good afternoon. Today we are going to see how to calculate the operating cycle. As I have given you all different companies, correct? So here we are going to take operating cycle of 3 years, 2019-20, then 18-19 and 19-17. Okay, these three balance sheets are required for calculating 3 years operating cycle. So on the basis of that, we are able to understand how is operating cycle of that company. Okay, so now I will show you one by one step how to calculate this all operating cycles of the company. Okay, so first I will show you the formulas which we are going to use that I already discussed in our class. This sheet I already shared with you. If you see, here is a efficiency or activity ratios, correct? So we are going to use this activities ratios for calculating operating cycle of a company, Gloucester in Limited. Okay, from the day when I'm talking about a Gloucester, correct? This is a Gloucester India Limited company's balance sheet we are having. Okay, so on the basis of that, we are going to calculate, and these are the formulas. Okay. So first, we are going to focus on inventory or stock turnover ratio. So this ratio, specifically, we are going to use for calculating raw material holding period. So here, if you go through the balance sheet or all the financials, so you will see some companies give all three bifurcations: raw materials, WIP, even finished good. But some companies they don't give; they just give inventory. So we'll go with the inventory. We are not going in detail. As per the formula, we need all three type of holding period. Correct? Raw material holding period, WIP period, and finished good. But as some companies provide, some companies don't provide. So we are considering the overall inventory. Okay, here we are concluding overall inventory. So here, this is the formula: inventory or stock turnover ratio. What is given? We'll copy paste this formula in Excel. Okay, we'll copy paste this formula in Excel. Inventory or stock turnover ratio, cost of goods sold divided by inventory, average inventory. So I am going to copy the same formula into the Excel. You all are supposed to do whole work into the Excel. Okay, and then you prepare a Word file and in that paste everything. No issue. Okay, so this is Excel. Okay, I will just copy. I have already done, but I will do again in front of you. Okay, so this is the formula. I am copying it. Okay, this is the here. Okay, so here I have copied the formula. Then formula copied. Then what are the parameters are required? Cost of goods sold, correct? For that, what is required? Opening stock plus purchases or closing stock minus, correct? So this is what I need. And average inventory. So I will copy this also in my Excel. So here I have already copied this. Okay, this is also I have copied. Done. Now okay. So now the question is what to consider cost of goods sold, correct? The question is what how to find its cost of goods sold in our balance sheet. So here I will show you one by one. We'll see the 2019 balance sheet. Okay, this is a 2019-20 balance sheet I have. Okay, so first we have to go on a balance sheet. Okay, so I have already found a page number of my balance sheet. So 78 number is page number. And when you are using, remember, standalone balance sheet you have to take. 78 page number, I have a standalone balance sheet. Okay, so this is the balance sheet in front of you. Now, in this balance sheet, I have to see a P&L. This is a P&L, profit and loss account. In this profit and loss account, here it is given cost of material consumed. Correct? Cost of material consumed. So this cost of material consumed, I will consider as our cost of goods sold. Cost of material consumed given in a standalone balance sheet P&L, we will consider it as a cost of material sold. Okay. So if you see here, it is given 26,203.60. Same I have taken here for 2020. In 2019 it is given parallel, na? So I will copy the same here. Here it is copied. Then same way in 2018-19 I have to search. Okay, so I have 63 page number. Here is a balance sheet. One second, let me check the page number. 68, sorry. Yeah, it is 68 page number is the balance sheet, and here is a P&L. In P&L, cost of material consumed is given for 2018-19 is 21,749.18. Okay, the same I am copying here. Done. So this is nothing but a cost of material consumed. Okay, cost of material consumed is nothing but a cost of goods sold. Clear everything? Now, why I'm considering this? What you wanted to go in detail, to just go on note number 23. Whatever is the note number given. Okay, in 2019, the note number is 23. 1920. It is 1890. It is given 24. So you have to go on that note, and if you want to see that what it is given, you can see that. For your information, I will just show you the this 23 number working note also. Yes, here it is 23 number in front of you, working note. This working note gives you insights of your everything. Okay, see 23, yeah, 22. Correct. If you see, the purchase is given, correct, and inventory at the end of the year, both are minus, correct. Means opening stock, add purchase, minus closing stock. This is the formula of our, see, this is the formula. See, opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. Direct expenses we don't know, so we are ignoring this part. Okay, but opening plus purchase minus closing, it is happening here, correct. Opening, purchase minus closing at the end of the year inventory, correct. So it is correct, means cost of material consumed is equal to cost of goods sold. I hope everybody clear up to this. The cost of goods sold, for that purpose we are going to use from standalone balance sheet cost of material consumed for the 3 years. Okay, this is the year. So whatever the year area that I will highlight, so you will remember. So this is the first parameter we have identified. Done. Now I hope everybody clear that first parameter of this our formula done. Okay. Now the average stock or average inventory, how to calculate that here. So for that purpose, we have to see the change in inventory or finished goods and work in progress. Okay, again you have to see the P&L. You have to see the P&L. Okay, 2020 balance sheet first I will see, then 19 and 2018. Okay, so the first I will go on my balance sheet part. It is 78 page number. It is your P&L. See, it is given change in inventory of a finished goods and stock in work in progress. What? Everybody? Okay. This I got. Okay. So here I have to go on 24 number working note. I have to go on 24 number working note. Okay, to 107 page number. So I will go on 107 page number here. So this is in front of you. Change in inventory and stock. Correct? So here I need to see the opening and closing. Correct? So here for 2020 first we'll focus. Read carefully what is given. Inventory at the end of the period. At the end of the year means at the end means what? 2028. Okay, so this is 31st of March. Means this is a closing stock. This is a closing stock. So I will copy this, and here I am preparing 3 columns. If you see here, opening of a year and closing of a year. So I am going to copy that here. Done. See, 4,746.34. Same I am amount copying here. So it is a closing stock. Opening what is then? See the balance sheet. Inventory at the beginning of the year. Beginning of the year. How much it is given? 3,189.33. So I have copied the same here. So done. Done. So now I got the opening and closing of 2020. Okay. So the same way I will take from 2019 also. This is the opening of 2019. So I am now copying this here. Okay, if you see, this is the opening of a 2020, it is a closing of 2020, so I am copying the same amount here also. Done. So it is the opening, so it is also going to be copied here. Done. Understood? See this amount, see properly, this amount and this amount both are same. Why? Because 2019 closing is opening of 20. Understood? And 2019 opening is closing of 2018. What? I hope everybody is with me. Okay, same way for 2019 also we have to see 18-19. Okay, here you will get the data of 2017. Okay, so here is a 20 this 25th number working note you will see. 94 page number, so I will go on 94 number and I will show you that also. There is 94 page. See, it is given change in inventory. Inventory at the year beginning. So it is 18-19 year. So I need 18. Na? So in 18 only I will get 17 also. No need to open 17 separate. Okay, because here at the end, this is a opening, correct? This is a closing of 2018, and here you will see the opening 17. What the data? Beginning, na? 2018 beginning means 2017 closing. Understood? Now, so this is copying 3,263.12. So I am copying the same here. Done? Everything is done now? Okay. Now average inventory. How to calculate the average inventory? Simple formula. What you have to do? You have to plus these two. You have to plus these two. Here you can see the plus total. Here you will see the total of both 7,935.67. Correct? The same I have mentioned here. Okay, the average inventory. So first you have to make it a total of it. Okay, so here I have done the same. I will do in front of you also. Assume some function using and giving function and closing noted. Done. Okay. Now what you have to do? Whatever the answer can divided by 2. Divided by 2. So you will get the average. See, average stock. We need as per the formula average stock. Okay, so second parameter we have now found. Okay, average. So this is an average stock. Then average stock we have found. Then so now we have all the data with us as per this formula, as per the inventory formula. See, as per this formula, inventory formula, what is it required? Stock of goods sold. The stock of goods sold we have done. This is data I have. Correct. This data I have here. Correct. And for the average inventory, this data also I have now here. Correct. I will decrease the number. Okay. Done. So now the same I have mentioned here. See, this number is here 26203.6, then 23930.94, 21749.18. Correct. And same here you will see the same numbers here. See, it is given 3,967.8. Same number is here. And same number. So division, you have to make a division. So after division, I will into in front of you this divided by this. Done. So this is nothing but what I got 6.60. So it will come a lot of, but will take 2 digits only here. Okay. So I copied the same formula. I got this. Now what you have to do, you have to use the mathematical concept here. It is 6.6. It will be a 7 times. Means inventory cycle, how many times will rotate here in this particular Gloster company? 7 times this inventory cycle will get rotated. This is understanding. Same in 2019-20. Okay, this is year wise we are calculating. Here it is year wise we are calculating. Okay, so remember this because years are important here. So we'll keep it gray. Okay. So year wise we are calculating. So in 2020, 7 times cycle of inventory will move. In 2019, 7 times. 2019 it is 6 times only. Okay. Now this is only I got times, number of times, how many times the cycle will get rotated, but number of days not yet calculated. So how to calculate that? So here we ask, here in sheet it is given stock conversion period or stock velocity also sometimes it's called. The first one is stock conversion period. What is given? Number of days in a year divided by stock inventory turnover. Okay. So here I'm using the same formula. I have copy pasted the formula. Now here is a year. I'm giving years here first for understanding purpose. Okay, so 365 days I have mentioned, and here as I mentioned 7 times, so I'm writing 7 round up figure, huh? Don't take digital one. 6. Okay, now if I divide this, I'm getting this 365 divided by 7. So I will be getting this. The same way I will calculate for all. Okay, now apply the mathematical formula. It is 52 days. It is 52 days because 14, eh? So it is 52 days, 61 days. If you are taking this amount, okay, this you are taking this amount, that will also do. That will also do. No issue. If you are not rounding up here and if you are rounding up at the end, that will also do. Okay, it is not going to make any big difference. Okay, so don't feel something that you are going to do something wrong. No, okay, nothing more strange. I will show you in front of you only the same. If I do the same, I will copy this here and I will show you. There is no bigger changes if I do with it. Hardly 1 or 2 days here or there. Nothing else. And 55 days, 53 and 59. See, 2-3 days of only the difference is getting. Otherwise, there is no more differences. Okay, that's why I said you round up here itself. So that way better. That way better to avoid the confusions. Okay, just to avoid a confusion, what we'll do, we'll consider the same amount. Okay, we'll consider the same amount, 6.60. Okay, the same amount I'm considering here to avoid future confusions. Okay, so here, this is the number of times basically, number of times, how many times on an average if I wanted to see. So this is just for interpretation, but more important data is this, how many number of days. Okay, so here you will see in 2020 the number of days holding period of inventory all are 3 is 55 days. For 2019 it is 53 days and for 2018 it was 59 days. Then the inventory turnover ratio is we are going to calculate on the basis of this. 3 parameters you have to see. The first thing is what? Cost of material consumed from P&L. Then change in inventory of finished goods and work in progress from P&L. Okay, how to see that working note 24 that I have shown you, that you have to go on the particular working note. You have to see the beginning and the ending inventory to see or to calculate the average. Average means what? Plus of 2 divided by 2. The same I have done here with the yellow. Okay, and you have to apply the formula, calculate number of times. 365 days divided by number of times, you will get a number of days. For calculating the number of days, remember the mathematical our interpretation. As per that you have to do. Okay, now the next I will share with you the debtors turnover ratio. Okay, one video I will be making. Okay, so here is a one thing. Okay, so I request everyone to see again. If you feel that you are not able to understand, see again. I have shown 2-3 times the same. Okay,